So what's up, everybody? It's been a interesting last couple of months for me when it comes to cars, and I'll tell you a little bit about it. But for now, I'm gonna take some pictures of my S6. Got a nice sky tonight, and then the sunset, and this pretty cool building here. And then there's my new car. And I'll tell you a little bit about how I came across this car and the other cars that I had during the wintertime. So, as most of you know, I had a dual pulley A6, and I traded that in actually for a 2017 A8L. And the reason why I got the A8L was for the room. It was giant on the inside. I could fit comfortably with like myself sitting behind me, and then it had massaging seats. It had the V8. A big reason why I got rid of the A6 was I wanted that V8, so I was looking for more power, and that's obviously the next step would have been the V8. I didn't want to spend too much more money on the A6, so that's where I came up with the A8L. So that A8L I bought ended up having some noise and some other issues, so I took that in back to the Porsche dealership I bought it from. Porsche looked at it and they said it was something with the timing, like a tensioner or something like that that was making noise. They sent it out to Audi. Audi looked at it and they said that it was something to do with the bottom end of the motor. So neither one of them could agree, and Porsche pretty much told me they're not going to fix the A8L. I can take the car back as is, or they would give me a refund for my car, which, you know, I ended up taking the refund for the car because I didn't want to deal with the noise, possible headaches of that car, and all that. In the meantime, they gave me a Porsche Macan base to drive around, which, you know, wasn't bad. It was nice of them to give me that, but it was way too small for like my family and me and stuff like that, so that sort of sucked. But anyways, so I dropped it off before Thanksgiving, and they had the car, not joking, till I want to say February before they even looked at it. And this whole time I'm driving around in their Macan, which, you know, cool and that, but I'm driving my kids, dropping them off, and then me and my wife have to switch cars because the Macan doesn't have enough room in it like an A8L or her Pilot does. So we had to switch cars and that, which, you know, sucked, but like I said, at least I had a car to drive around. And then when they finally looked at it, like I said, they told me it was something on the timing they were thinking. And then they said that they would have Audi look at it. So the Porsche dealership drove it over to Audi and didn't say anything to Audi. Didn't contact them or anything, just drove it over there, dropped it off, left the keys. And Audi did not know why the car was there. So my car sat there for, I don't know, maybe another month before Audi even looked at it. And at this point I'm frustrated. I'm like, this is getting ridiculous here, just give me my money back. So eventually Audi looks at the car. They say that it probably needs a new motor because they think it's coming from the bottom end, and Porsche isn't going to pay to fix the car or put a new motor in because they don't think that's what's wrong. They also aren't going to mess with the timing at all, so they're not going to fix it. It's still making that noise. So I told them, like I said, I told them I want my money back, just get me out of the car, and I'll give you back your loaner and I'll keep looking. So I went back looking. There was multiple S6s that I was looking at because A8Ls, or at least around my area, they're pretty hard to find, especially clean ones with the 4.0, which I was looking at. And I was also looking at a facelift D4, so a 15 plus with the sport bumpers or the sport package. So I was a little, picky at what I was looking at, but all of us car guys and girls know what we want, and we're pretty much going to get what we want, or we're not going to get a car. So I was looking around for a bit, and then I ended up finding ignition tubes, old S6 for sale. And then I started looking at S6s a lot because of that car, and I thought, oh man, that'd be pretty cool. The A6, it wasn't bad fitting us as a family in the car, so I could deal with that a little bit more, until my kids get bigger, and then I won't have to worry about the huge ass car seats they're in. So I started looking for S6s again and A8Ls all at the same time. Like I said, A8Ls are pretty hard to find, and there were no S8s in my price range, so otherwise I would have went with an S8. So looking around here, I actually drove 2 hours away to look at a A8L on a Saturday. Pretty busy. Obviously, it's the day most of us have free to look at cars, if we want to buy something actually. So I went down there to look at the car, and it had some damage on it that the dealership didn't tell me about. And like I said, I drove 2 hours away, so I was a little disappointed, especially like damage on the roof and stuff like that. Like they should have told me about that, but that's all right. They just wanted the sale or whatever. And this car over here, I just happened to go online while we were at that car dealer and look to see what else was around us, since we were 2.5 hours away from my house. So this thing popped up here. They just said it was a white S6. That's all the info. It had 25,000 miles on it, and it was a one owner. And I told my friend who drove me down to look at the A8L, I was like, we got to go look at this car. We're this far anyways. Let's drive another, I think it was another like 40 minutes driving. So we were pretty close to 3 hours away. I think it was 2 hours to the first dealer, and then like another 40 from that first dealer. So we were like 2 hours and 40 minutes away from home at that point. So we're pretty far away, at least for me, what I consider far away. And so we go look at this car. I get in it, and immediately, like just pulling off the lot, I'm like, yes, we're buying this thing. After missing out on so many other S6s that were like literally at a car dealership like 5 minutes away from me, they had an S6 there, and I had an appointment to go look at it the night before. So they had it out on a Saturday. I told them I wanted to look at it. They said it wasn't ready yet. So Monday, they got it ready. They let me know it's available. I told them I wanted to look at it Tuesday morning. Monday night, somebody from the car dealership called me and told me that somebody else bought it. So I ended up missing out on that S6. And I feel like it was for a good reason too, because I ended up getting this one, which I think is an even better deal. And then, as I was saying, I also was looking at Ignition Tube's old S6, and that's another reason that got me into this, was because just like the mods and everything you can do to these cars is so much easier than like my Subaru, for example. Like it's gonna take me, I don't know, $50,000 to make as much horsepower as this can with $5,000 in mods, something like that. I mean, Subarus can't make 500, 600 wheel without a lot of money into them. Maybe eventually down the road I'll do that, but not right now. So that's why I was looking at the V8 twin turbo from Audi. So like I said, drove in this thing, drove this S6. I loved it. I was like, man, I gotta have it. I ain't going home without this thing. So I didn't have a good poker face. I was just like, yeah, this is it, to my friend before we even like finish the test drive. I wasn't even halfway done with the test drive, and I was like, yeah, this is it. So yeah, ended up buying this thing about a month ago, and then I didn't really get out and take much photos or video of it. We've had kind of a lot of crappy weather on the weekends for whatever reason. Finally, we got some good weather here, so I'm looking forward to this spring, summer, fall, this car season, and looking forward to modding this thing. Right now it's got a TGK Motorsports dump box. Other than that, everything is stock on it. It's pretty sweet. Like I said, it's a one owner car, Prestige. Nice interior here. Heads up display, heated steering wheel, heated seats, but I wanted the diamond stitching. I didn't want the comfort seats at all. So yeah, that's why I went with this. And then as you can see there, I bought it with 25K on it. Now it's got 27.4 on it. And had it for about a month. Looking forward to doing some mods of this thing. Debating if I want to get an exhaust for it, or if I should just go straight to downpipes and tune, and what else I want to do to it. But we'll probably be putting on the wheels that I had on the A6 on it, and then she'll be ready for summer. I'll have to do some adjustments with camera and stuff like that, and get an alignment for those wheels to fit on here with it aired out. But yeah, I'm gonna go back to taking some pictures, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.